Baseball Fridays is sponsored by the brothers that just do gutters.
High school football stars all across the region are getting ready to battle it out under the Friday night lights. Tonight, there are some great matchups between some of the best teams in Northeast Tennessee. Tennessee High is facing Greenville, and the Science Hill Hilltoppers are facing off against Elizabethton. Over in Kingsport, Farragut will face Dobbins-Bennett on the school's football field. The action there starts at 7. News Channel 11's Nick Dugan is there right now to break down what to expect from that matchup. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Ansley, that's right. It feels good to hear you say it, but high school football is back in Northeast Tennessee. The road to Chattanooga in the Blue Cross Bowl begins officially tonight right here. And what better way to kick things off than with a heavyweight 6A matchup between Dobbins-Bennett and Farragut here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium this evening. It's Region 1 versus Region 2 here in the Model Cities. The Tribe finishes a home-and-home series with the Admirals that began last year. It was a tight one at Eddie Courtney Stadium in 2023, but Farragut did just enough to come away with a 24-17 win to open the year. Both squads had their rough patches after that. DB finished an even 5-5 on the year after a first-round playoff loss to Bearden. The Admirals pulled off a big win over Maryville to close the year last season, but they missed out on the playoffs, in fact, with a record of 4-6. Now, Jeff Courtney takes over the reins from his father, Eddie, after 28 years as the head ball coach at Farragut. Joey Christian, of course, back for the Tribe as they look for the program's first win over the Admirals since 2019. And we're going to have interviews with both of those coaches coming up, of course, as we lead up to kickoff here at 7 o'clock. But for now, we'll send things back to you all in the studio. Ansley?
Nick, thanks. Of course, we have all the highlights and the reaction coming up tonight. Okay, but that's not the only game in the region. Science Hill is playing at Elizabethton. There's a big rivalry game there. Tonight is the 100th matchup between the two teams. Science Hill leads the all-time rivalry, although Elizabethton has had the upper hand the last few years, winning 5 of the last 6 games. News Channel 11's Terry Craig is there now. Now, Terry, what can we expect from that big rivalry game?
Yeah, Ansley, as you said, this, of course, is a big rivalry between these two teams. And great weather out here for the ball game, too. And, of course, there's tradition here because, of course, the first week of football season, the Elizabethton Cyclones obviously play the Science Hill Hilltoppers that first week. Now, hey, this game will be a milestone game because it is the 100th meeting between these two. So plenty at stake for this game. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about both of these teams. Head coach for Elizabethton, Sean Whitten, going into his 18th season. Now, the Cyclones, 9-1 last season, but an early playoff exit last year, meaning there will be some very high expectations for this ball team. Quarterback Rhett Slagle returns for Betsy. 6 home games, plenty of home cooking this year for Elizabethton. Now let's talk a little bit about Science Hill quickly. Head coach Stacy Carter. Last season, ball team went 7-4, but they do return quarterback Spencer Taylor for this year, and both of these teams going into the season with big, high expectations. So we're definitely in for a good one. Of course, a rivalry. These teams only separated by less than 10 miles. Now, we're going to hear from both head coaches later on. That's head coach Sean Whitten and head coach Stacy Carter. So stick along throughout our evening newscast. We'll hear from both of those head coaches. Reporting here in Elizabethton, Terry Craig. Send it back to you, Ansley.
Terry, thanks for that update. And of course, News Channel 11, Kenny Hawkins and Nick Dugan will be bringing you all the scores and the highlights from the biggest games all across the region. That comes tonight during Touchdown Friday night. Don't forget to tune in to News Channel 11 at 11.